Alright guys, welcome to James B. Beam. Today, Luke and I are going to be doing the Beam Made Bourbon Distillery Tour and Tasting. But before we get started on that tour, we are going to go and hunt the gift shop and see if we can find any cool bottles. And today, we're going to find all of the cool bottles.
I don't know that I've seen the 7-year before.
7-year and there's a single barrel.
It's pretty cool to see little books sitting on the shelf. It's not very common, we see it in Ohio, so to see so many of these sitting on the shelf, pretty cool to see. They also had the Booker's Springfield batch sitting on the shelf. Pretty cool bottle. Didn't end up picking it up for $115 because we can get it so much cheaper in Ohio. Upstairs we found even more bottles of that lineage. They had the Yamazaki, the Little Book, and more Bookers. And finally, I wanted to throw in a little price point so you guys know how much each product costs while you shop at James B. Beam. And finally, before you guys get started on your tour, make sure you stop upstairs and get a quick taste at the James B. Beam tasting bar.
Alright, we are 10 minutes away from our Jim Beam tour. James B. Beam.
Hopefully we can use this. Hopefully the audio isn't too loud. So
It's gonna be.
it's gonna be 100% too loud.
But what did we get?
So excited! We both wanted Kinsey bottles going on the trip, and I like these bottles, like the glasses for tasting and smelling out so much more.
And I finally have a taster.
Two of them now.
I have
After
two of them.
Bardstown.
From Bardstown.
Now we got this one. So it'll be a fun tour.
Well, you know
Getting
how-
ready to go on the tour in the next 10 minutes. Never done Jim Beam before, so excited to try some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. They have the Lineage bottle out today. So
And some little Bookers.
Yep, some Bookers, some Little Book. So pretty cool to see both those bottles out in the wild. And then they have a new one, which was a Pennsylvania whiskey, which piqued his interest.
Monongahela mash.
Being from Pennsylvania, Luke's excited about that one. So maybe we'll get lucky and get to
That'd be
try
nice
that
if we
one.
could try that one,
If
yeah.
not, they have it up in the tasting bar for $15 for
Right.
2 half-ounce pours. That'd be cool
Right.
to try too.
Yeah.
So
So-
we'll go ahead and get started for this tour.
See how it goes.
Bring you guys along.
We actually started the tour in this little room here with all this water feature. Pretty cool. You get to try the white label Jim Beam while you're in this room. They kind of go over the mash bill, talk about how Jim Beam is made, what percentage of corn they're using, etc. Pretty cool experience. One little gripe that I do have with this little experience is that you do have that water going almost the entire time. So it is super loud going on in this entire room. So here in the next clip, you'll actually hear how loud it is. They do have a loudspeaker to talk over, but it is extremely loud in this room.
So it helps the mash bill turn into alcohol faster when we use the enzymes from the malted barley. We do get 15 truckloads of grain a day. Each of those.
Alright, so this is the fermentation room. This is where they cook all of the mash. This room smelled like absolute heaven. There was about, I think, 12 or so of these cookers. I can't remember the exact number, but there was a good bit of them, which is why you probably always see Jim Beam on the shelf. Alright, so as we are standing here, this is called the hardest working still. Why is it called that? Because it's always constantly running, which is also why you probably see Jim Beam on the shelf all the time. You can see that the high wine wasn't running that day, but everything else was. Alright, so the next part of the tour was the case house. So here we got to try Basil Hayden. We tried the Basil Hayden red wine cask as well as the straight bourbon whiskey. As we weren't the biggest fans of these, and we aren't the biggest fans of Basil Hayden in general, the next part of this tour were our absolute favorite parts.
If we don't mind keeping the kids down, everybody needs to hear, okay? Shut that baby up! Shut that baby up! Come on,
coolest parts of the tour, which I like to show you. This is a Knob Creek single barrel. We have 3 batch sizes here at Jim Beam. We got large batch, small batch, and single barrel product. Large batch, up to 1,000 barrels for Jim Beam. But some large batches for other distilleries might be different, but ours is 1,000 barrels for consistency. You can think of Jim Beam white label for that batch size. After that, we got small batches such as Basil Hayden or Knob Creek. Those are going to be a couple hundred barrels. In ours, but there's no line for that really. It's actually a very vague line. Just has to be 1 less barrel than your large batch. It could be 999. It is not. It will never be 999 barrels. I say that for a bit of dramatic effect and a technicality, because within the bourbon industry, you can't tell somebody with 50 barrels in their large batch to have 200 barrels in their small batch. It don't make sense. So we have to make sure to watch that number, and they have to make sure that everything's fair in the bourbon industry, and they've done a pretty good job so far. After that, we get to a single barrel. So single barrels, you can imagine, it's not a trick question. How many barrels are in a single barrel? 1. 5, actually. Just kidding. Single barrel. 1. So 1 barrel. Okay? And those 1 barrels are very special. We have 3.2 million barrels maturing in the state of Kentucky right now for Jim Beam. 3.2 million of them resting right now. Only 0.05% of those will be a single barrel product for us. So with those 0.05%, what's going to happen, our warehouse workers will go through and taste every single one of those barrels. They will taste them to see which ones are the bold ones, which ones are the perfect ones, and all of that. I need 2 volunteers. Yeah. And one of that. And if you want a good video, right here, usually goes.
Move, bitch!
What we're going to do, you're going to help me get out of this bourbon, out of this barrel. You, sir, no drinking out of the glass, please. I know. You seem very excited. Okay, I know. You keep what's on your hand, okay? It's going to be 127 to 130 proof, and I want you to walk out of here, okay? There we go. That's perfect. That is perfect. So right here, there we go. I knew he'd do that, so I picked him. So we got this right here. Caramely, bold, wonderful. That's what Knob Creek's known for. 100% of this color came straight from the barrel and 60% of this taste. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. I'm going to pour it out.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And like I said, no bourbon was harmed in this demonstration.
You sit on a throne of lies.
After contemplating reporting Lily for alcohol abuse, we were off to the bottling hall.
All right, so the last part of the tour was bottling your own Knob Creek bottle. So this was also an additional part of the tour. It came with the tour, but whenever you are doing it, you have to pay for the bottle at the end. Now, you can still bottle it and go through this whole process and not purchase it at the end. The bottles actually just end up going in the gift shop at the very end of the tour if you don't pick them up. So you go into cleaning the bottles. You're actually cleaning it with Knob Creek. That's making sure that there's nothing else in that bottle. It's clean, disinfected, and good to go for you to put your whiskey in it. So it goes in the line, and then from here it goes through the process of walking through the bottling. It goes in there, the whiskey goes in, goes to the next section. Next section is the capping and the labeling. And then the dipping process at the very end. And also, you get to put your thumbprint on there.
All right, guys, and that's going to end our tour. Before you guys head out, make sure you guys grab a quick photo at the Beam Photo and grab a quick bite to eat at the kitchen table.
All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up this video. You just saw us do the tour of Jim Beam. You saw me bottle my own bottle and do a little thumbprint on it. So I did... obviously, I did purchase that bottle. It's pretty cool. It's kind of unique with it dripping down.
I love
I have my
that.
thumbprint. I'm not sure if I'll ever open this, but I probably will eventually.
Yeah, cool little experience for both of us.
So it was awesome. But that's going to be it for this video. I also want to give a shout out to our tour guide, Lily, I believe is your name.
You were amazing. Thank you for
awesome.
picking on us.
Yes, thanks for letting Alan put his hand and get it completely doused in bourbon. You were awesome. If you're watching this, pass on our information to everyone else at the distillery.
Yeah, just tell everybody to subscribe. Tell us we're the best YouTube channel out there.
Yeah, we're the best.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Luke, where can they find us?
You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and also YouTube.
Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.